a live stream which I do every Friday at the end of the week. So welcome if you're watching this live stream retrospectively. I'm Francis McCaffrey, and I'm a fifth generation Blackthorn shillelagh maker. I'm based here in County Kerry in the southwest of Ireland, and for the next hour I'm here to connect with the community, answer any questions, and just to be myself. And usually we might get about 15 to 20 people that turn up each week, and hopefully we'll grow the community in 2022. It'd be great to get about 35 or 40 to watch this. Hey Andre, how are things, my man? Very good. How's all in Germany? So I'm getting better at remembering all these people's names as well. That's it. It's good in the community because then you can kind of get to know people as well, and different personalities. I hope you liked a few of the videos I put out this week. I was putting out just kind of general thoughts. I have another walkabout video where I walk home from my shop, and I think I have 2 more walkabout videos that I'll probably put up on my channel maybe over the weekend or something like that. And yeah, other than that, I've got to just focus on the stick making again. Trying to get a balance is very important, and by balance I mean in terms of on my time, because if you spend too much time on one task, other tasks will be neglected, such as if I spend every single day cutting, then I'm not making sticks. If I spend every day making sticks, I'm not cutting and finding the wood. Germany as good as can be. It's getting winter. Yeah, it's the month of January is always like no one's doing anything. Everyone's at home, and if you're in Northern Europe or Western Europe like me or Andre there, it's going to be freezing. Even in my shop here, look, I have a radiator beside me here, trying to keep warm. I'll just show you. This little radiator is there to keep me warm, because it takes forever. Like I have this kind of heating system in the shop, but every time I put it on, it starts leaking somewhere, and I can't find where the leak is, and don't have the time to kind of look at it as well. And so I'm the type of guy, like if it's cold in the house or anything, I'll just put on something else, put on a coat, and be fine. But actually I'm gonna light a fire today. It's been a while since I do enjoy having a cup of tea by the fireplace, and have a nice log on there as well. What's very good for burning, and I know this may sound crazy, but blackthorn, I know there is bits and pieces of blackthorn that are of no use to me, like badly split ones or sticks that were a bit rotten or something. But man, you get some heat out of blackthorn when you throw it in the fire, maybe because it's like a dense wood or something like that, and you just cut it up into little small pieces and put it on the fire, and it keeps you pretty warm. You have so much lovely blanks. Oh, you liked my video, the pissing contest video that I did out. I just thought, like, sometimes you just want to have a bit of fun with people that are just trying to be a bit negative, or there's this Mr. Potato Head guy that was annoying me. That's what I'll call him anyway, Mr. Potato Head. And I just thought it would be pretty interesting just to kind of like show off a bit sometimes like that. But like in this type of business, like you have to have a certain level of confidence, and you have to kind of show off, like your craft, show off your stock, show off different things you're kind of doing as well. And a great video for someone like me. And so Tarina Mine says, great video of the sticks. Yeah, it was more of an impromptu video. Like, it wasn't, I had sticks kind of thrown everywhere, usually, but I can remember like which year I quit each sticks. I don't know, I just remember it. But I do need to organize it a bit better, put it in, like, I always want to do more things in that shed too. I want to like set up a better station for like straightening and steam, like a little steam box and loads of different things. But it's like one thing to another. Like you have all, I don't know about you guys, but I have loads of things I want to do, and then I look at the clock and time's up. It's time for bedtime, and then next day repeat. Get up, kids for school, go to work, do the courier, do the packing, make a few sticks, paint things, and I always kind of feel like I'm chasing my tail each week as well. and it's like any good craftsman. There's always plenty of jobs to be done around the house as well. Oh God, there's like I have to fix that. The ball cock is gone in the attic, and the overflow thing is kind of going a bit. And like I got a plumber to look at it. And he said it'll be all right for a while, whatever that means. He says he's busy at the moment. Call him in a while. And how long is a piece of string? Like, you know, when someone says call you in a while, you don't really know. Like for me, I kind of like people to, like, you know, come straight away when you ask them. But in kind of like where I'm from now, if you ask a tradesperson, you know, can you help me here, or think, they usually give you a kind of vague statement, and you just have to kind of interpret as way you would. And then they arrive when they arrive. Let's see. Good afternoon, Ron Evans. Hello, happy Friday, Francis. It is a happy Friday because this is kind of like the end of my week for a day, because I usually like go home, relax with the kids. Actually, I've been playing chess. I've been playing a bit of chess with the two sons. They got like a chessboard at Christmas. So today as I was working, I was watching a load of these chess videos. You know, like it's been a while. Like I went back, and I like just before here when I was relaxing a bit, I was watching some Bobby Fischer interviews. And Bobby Fischer, you know, the chess player, he plays Spassky, and you know, there's like I don't know an awful lot about chess. Like I would be very, yeah, just, you know, beginner and stuff. But you know, it's just something fascinating to me, and I thought like I need to kind of do some more things with the boys and stuff. And there's not too much to do around here, and they're not very sporty. So yeah, I got out the chess sets, and yeah, I've been kind of challenging my two sons and leaving them win and stuff like that. But yesterday, you know, my son, he wanted to you know, he wanted to win and stuff like that, and he was a bit hard on himself because, you know, he just made like a mistake, and making mistakes is normal when you're learning, but he gave himself a hard time over it. So I was like, don't worry about it. But I was trying to kind of teach my son that it's kind of okay to make mistakes, and you kind of learn from making mistakes and stuff like that. But he just kind of wants to be right, a bit like me as well all the time. Let's see. We have Tim. Hello, Tim. How are you? Very good. You've been on the road for the holidays, and so you've been working all over the Christmas. You know, do you get much time off yourself, Tim? Will you get like to have some rest now or something like that? There's my dad checking in. Happy New Year to you all. Hello, Dad. How are things? Let's get you back on one of these streams as well. I'm going to like, I need to get a new computer and set up a little studio here and stuff like that. And I'll do a proper interview with my dad. Ask him some hard questions. I'll come up with some good questions. Put him on the spot. We have Kirk. Good up. Oh, sorry. What's up? And good evening to you. How are you, Kirk? Did you enjoy the Christmas? I hope you and your good wife enjoyed some much appreciated rest, and you know, do what most people kind of do when over the Christmas is just put on some extra pounds like me. That's why I gotta lose weight, man. These double chin, man, is becoming more and more pronounced. Each one of these videos, like I have to kind of sit with my chin up or something like that. If I sit too down, it'll start to pop out. But I like most people, like, you know, over Christmas, what are you gonna do? Just eat. Throw caution to the wind, and those chocolate biscuits are, you know, they're a double-edged sword. They taste good, but they're hard to shed those Christmas pounds. Let's see. We have John Lynch. Hi, Francis. Happy New Year to you, and love my new cudgel. Very happy to hear that, John. That's very good. Tim says, no, I'm retired, so me and the wife went visiting family and friends. Well, that can be a full-time job, you know, if depending how big your family's and friends circle is, because you'll be going from one place to another, and do you have to have tea and biscuits as every single one of these places too? Because you'll be quite full. But I think my sister and brother-in-law, they have to do a lot of visits, but they kind of do it with like a military precision. Like, you know, they have a timetable here, and my brother-in-law plans it out of, you know, to spend it. But actually, he's a guy I'd love to interview. He'd be I might ask him to come onto my channel as well. Very knowledgeable, very guy. You cannot pick a topic that he doesn't know about. You can pick any topic, and he's an expert at it. He knows so much. You know, you anything about American history, he knows it. You pick some obscure thing, he knows about it as well. You talk about a cryptocurrency, he knows about it. So it'd be interesting to get him in a conversation sometime. Maybe a three-way conversation with my dad and my brother-in-law. That'd be pretty interesting. Kurt, spent my extra pounds on VR gear. Oh, did you get the Oculus? Well, like, yeah, the VR stuff looks interesting. Like, it'd be good to make like some kind of faction fighting VR game. Put it out there as well. I'm available to consult if anyone wants to do that as well. But yeah, VR apparently is the metaverse in the future, and that's the direction we're going. I've never tried VR or the Oculus. Like, I've been meaning to get it for the kids, but like like, do you get dizzy inside or anything? And like, wearing this heavy thing right on your nose pad and stuff, is it comfortable after a while? I've always kind of wondered about it. I must get it or do it sometime as well. Tim says, big families for both of us in 4 different states. Wow, that's like 4 different countries if you're from Europe. 3,000 miles of driving, that is insane, Tim. That's insane. Like, 3,000 miles, that's me driving from Ireland to Poland and back again. That's some amount of mileage. Why don't next year you get them to visit you? That might be easier, Like, just say you put out your back and they have to go see you or something like that. That must cost a lot with all the presents you got to give as well. But sure, you can just buy 20 of my walking sticks or cudgels or shillelaghs. Now that will do it for next year. We have Mark Swain. Hi, Francis. Any tips on finishing the varnish on a stick? Do you have a jig to hold it? I'm trying to make one. What are you talking about? Like finishing the handle or something like that? Like, some of those varnishes, like, they're not the best for handles. They're very gloopy. They're very thick as well. You might have to like mix the varnish with like a spirit or something like that, just to kind of like and put very thin coats on it. Usually, like, just put a sealer and just very light thin coats when you're applying finishes. The biggest mistake I see with finishes is that people don't have the patience and they put on like too heavy a coat. And some of those finishes, they can take like they can take a long time to dry, because like this time of year in January it's pretty cold, so you have to have your shed or the room in which you're putting on the finish warm enough, and you have to heat up the room as well. So, or else, and then you have to be careful with some finishes and they react. And another thing is finishes go off. It's like leaving the bread out and it goes moldy. Like, some of those finishes go off as well. So like there's a lot in that as well. So yeah, like, when you're finishing the handle, like, you do, like, I do the shaft and then I do the handle and the tip then at the same time. So then I can kind of like rest it and stuff, like, and then it kind of, so I don't have a jig to kind of hold it. I usually would just do the top, and then I would just do the kind of shaft as well. Or it depends, one or the other, but I do it in like 2 steps. Let's see. Good morning, Francis. Michael says, glad to be back with you now that I'm out of hospital. Well, that's very good, Michael. What was wrong with you there? Are you in good health now? I hope everything is good and you're back to full strength there again as well. Kirk says, HP Reverb G2 is the best budget right now as well. What are we talking about there? Oh yeah, the VR stuff. So is that HP? Like, Hewlett Packard Reverb G2? Okay, I must actually go back over this and write that down. Like, all I know really is about the Oculus has the kind of name recognition, and Facebook own that, and it'd be pretty interesting. But I was wondering, like, in your living room in VR, like, do you need enough space? Like, you want to be kicking over the table and knocking over everything. And sure, if I have the VR one and one of the kids come into the room, I could, like, clout them across the head by accident or something like that, because it can be pretty clumsy. Let's see. Robert P. Ryan, a very popular name from Tipperary. He says he's down in Cork and Skibbereen. Not sure if you've addressed this before, but any thoughts on that old account of using magpie blood to stain shillelaghs? Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the Bronte poem, and like, the issue I have with that old account from Bronte, who I wasn't really a fan of using the magpie blood to stain shillelaghs, is that it doesn't make sense, because in his account he was like, you put on the finish first and you add the stain after, and like, you don't add stain after a finish. You put the stain on first. I'm sure animal blood, bird blood, and different things was used to stain many things. Like, I think there's a few shillelaghs that I've sold that might have a bit of my own blood smeared into the handle someplace with the finish. It happens. It happens from time to time as well. If you're lucky, you'll get one of the maker's bloods in your shillelagh. But yeah, that's like it's one of those things that people harp on about. Like his accounts of Ireland were not great as well. And like he's a writer, like there's writer's license to embellish things as well. And like the steps that he talked about from a stick maker is like the biggest thing I had with him again was just that the stain was added like after the finish. You add the stain before you would add a finish as well. But who knows? Like, who knows? These are like poems and stories written from hundreds of years ago with bits and pieces. Like, it's like anything. It's open to interpretation. Michael says, shaky and weak, but still recovering. Well, that's why you need a good blackthorn in your hand. Blackthorn gives balance, especially when you're feeling like that. So Michael, just take it easy, relax. Listen to my soothing voice and my channel, and give yourself a bit of time, and you'll be fine again. And a nice warm drink as well. Get some of Kirk's brandy, and you'll be fine. Kirk says, "Oh, you love it. It's a 2K and a great resolution as well." Yeah, I gotta check that out as well. Like I'd love like a shoot 'em up type of game, or I suppose a zombie game or something like that. Well, what games would work well in VR? Like, I suppose you're kind of like looking around at things jumping out at you. So maybe like like Counter-Strike. I used to play like Counter-Strike. I don't know if you remember that game's like you have the terrorist versus the other guys, and there'd be 15 against 15 on different maps, and that was fun. And I played StarCraft for a while, and World of Warcraft, and a few of the others. We have my friend from Florida has entered the house. Tommy, how are things? Hey y'all, and yeah, we're all pretty good here. It's the same motley crew that turns up every week as well. You'd recognize the names and the faces and the profile pictures. Michael, God's strength to you as well. Yeah, look, Michael will recover well. I'm an optimist. Like no matter what hits you there, you'll keep getting up and going as well. And let's say you played Counter-Strike back in the day. Me too. Yeah, I like Counter-Strike. That's going back like maybe 20 years or something like that. I don't know. Is it still a thing? I used to like playing on the voice thing, and we have the greatest is here. Yes, but what are you the greatest at? What are you? Are you the greatest? YouTube subscriber, or the greatest poet? Okay, we have to know what you're the greatest at, so that we can show the respect that you deserve. Can you show next time shillelaghs from your dad, please? Yeah, like he's working on a few every now and again, and yeah, when he comes down to do an interview, I'll ask him to bring down a few of his as well. Yeah, because there's a few guys asking me, they actually want some of my dad's sticks. Because you see, my dad's at the stage in his life that he doesn't make any sticks anymore, like only a handful each year. So like they're kind of highly sought after by a load of the stick collectors on this channel, because they know like he's a credible source within the shillelagh community. He's been doing it for quite some time. He showed me how to do it as well, and I'd learned from my dad. And it's very rare that two generations of stick makers are here. Like, you'll always hear the story, oh, my dad was a stick maker, but there's no record or anything like that. So my dad is still still with us and still in good health, and he's good to do that as well. Let's see. Command and Conquer Red Alert. Of course, I remember that. Yeah. I had the little kind of sniper kind of like little thing on the cover as well. It was a pretty good game. Kirk, half like Alex is a zombie rage right now. Yeah, those zombie games would be pretty good. Look, like old people, I kind of like, oh, the zombie apocalypse. I got my Blackthorn, got my cudgel. Let's see, Andre, sell your dad sticks also. Do you want to buy some? Just ask if you want some sticks, Andre, to buy from my dad's whatever he makes this year. Like when he makes a stick, I'll try to help him out and sell it and throw it up for auction or whatever as well. Sure, sure, why not? The greatest Muhammad Ali fan. Yeah, yeah. Like I must go back and watch more Muhammad Ali videos. Like when the George Foreman, the Rumble in the Jungle, and you had James Brown doing the concert, and he got injured, and what was it? So it was George Foreman, was it? Which phrase? Well, yeah, George Foreman. He came down to Zambia, was it, or Zaire? Trying to remember. Where's the Rumble in the Jungle again? Muhammad Ali, and I think it was Harare. Harare? Yeah, maybe in Zimbabwe. Yeah, it was in Zimbabwe, I think. And yeah, I must go back and watch those things again. Like you watched those ages ago, and then you forget about them, and then you just want to watch it again. The rope and dope, and Muhammad Ali was presented with an Irish Blackthorn. Have you seen the pictures online when he's holding a shillelagh? It's kind of like a T-shaped one or an L-shaped one. So like Muhammad Ali got an Irish shillelagh when he was here. I think in the 60s or 70s. Zaire, that's it, in 1974. Yeah, there's new Resident Evil coming out too. Yeah, I remember Resident Evil 2. I used to play that quite a lot when it first came out on the PlayStation. I can't remember. Let's see. Maybe I must see him. Very good. You want to support my dad there? That's great. Yeah, it was in Zaire, 1974. I remember there's a documentary about it, and I just remember like James Brown, man. Like someone like you want to talk about a guy who can move and to do is an athlete. If you watch James Brown, man, he's doing the splits, he's jumping up, he's popping on his knees. My God, man, he's like up there with like his physicality is like amazing. Not just like with the stage antics, but man, he was he was an athlete. He must have been in training as well. Like I remember. It was probably a few weeks ago. I was watching like James Brown like jumping around and everything, and I was like, man, that was amazing. Like in terms of what he could do, just on the physical side of things. Let's see. UPS says delivered today. Happy. Yeah, UPS are pretty good. I don't think they're that busy like compared to other years as well. Like everyone's talking about shipping delays and stuff like that, but that's only manufacturing delays. Like for ordering from Ireland, it's pretty good at the moment. I can honestly say this whole Christmas run has been excellent with UPS and DHL. The two of them have done pretty well for me. Like it's you'll have your Blackthorn within a week of buying it. Ali was fun to watch as you used to listen to him and to talk and his banter. Yeah, he's pretty good on talk shows as well. And there too. Let's see. Um, let's see. Where was I again? Oh yeah, Freedomed. Been very happy with my stick. My girlfriend got me a couple of months ago. Been using it daily. Need to get a new cane tip for soon. Very lovely, and it's been a great help since I hurt my back. I'm very happy to hear that, and that that you're using an Irish shillelagh to give you that support that you need. And you've got a great girlfriend too. Your girlfriend buys you something like one of my sticks. She's a keeper. You gotta marry her. You gotta tell her that. I called you out to marry her and propose. You're gonna invite me to the wedding too. Ali was 32 and Foreman was 24. Yeah, that's something to point out as well. Like Ali was well established as well. But George Foreman, man, the power he had. Remember, was he like 46 years old when he won the title when he did his comeback all those years ago? Yeah, he had some power in him as well. But the psychological side of it got to Foreman as well. Like didn't he turn up the airport with German shepherds and something, and the dogs that he had were associated with what Zaire didn't like or something with military, and like everything he did was kind of like from a PR perspective was kind of like not going with the crowd in favor, and everyone loved Ali as well. Must have been very hard for him like to get motivated to do that as well. And the Trilla in Manila, of course. Let's see, and please, was he Organis, the one Irish shillelagh contest? Please organise who makes the nicely shillelagh. Only real shillelaghs. If I was organising a shillelagh contest or the greatest stick, It has to be made from one piece of wood. It has to be 100% blackthorn. You know, no Frankenstein sticks. That look perfect. Like anyone can fabricate a perfect looking stick, but to have a genuine Irish blackthorn, which is grown in Irish soil and made from Irish hands, with a naturally occurring handle, that's something special. Not like something fabricated to look perfect, made from two or three pieces of wood and stuff like that. So if I was making a contest, that's how I would judge it, and that's the rules I would put on it as well. No, just to keep out, the what I don't consider. Look, it's beauty's in the eye of the beholder. For many, they love those fake Irish blackthorn walking sticks, but to me they're fake because they're not made completely from Irish blackthorn, or they have a handle from a different wood. The way you know that is quite easily. There's always a few signs, like firstly the wood grain. If you look at the handle and there's a grain you've never seen before in your life associated with blackthorn, just looking at the grain, you just know it's a different wood straight away, straight off. Also, they paint up very high because they have to cover where they made the attachment and stuff. And if you twist it strong enough, it's just going to pop and put it out. They're on pretty hard. Like, you could hit it off like you can hit it off a bag for a bit, but one of the days it'll just like pop or something like that. Let's see. Zero Fox, cheers Francis, cheers all. Sure, Subfox, you're all getting acquainted with each other as well. Very good. We're up to 22 people. Hey, it's always the same each week, man. We hit about the kind of 22, 23 mark, but I guess that's because I do it once a week, and also the time is only like suitable for a few others. But like I kind of do these live streams based on myself, like of when I'm just coming to the end of my week, and I kind of have a kind of like a process in place now. Do the work, get everything done, get a few things done on Friday afternoon, come in here, do a bit of my admin, and I try to tidy up just the hour before I do this live stream. Do this live stream for an hour, go back, hang out, do the family stuff as well, and then kind of relax for an hour or two in the evening, and then wake up, have a sleep in till about 9 a.m. That'd be a big sleep in for me tomorrow, and then see what I have to deal with at the weekend as well, in terms of work as well as family stuff as well, and keep the questions coming if you're interested in everything. If you're new to the channel and you're kind of watching there, and don't be shy, just ask something away. I'll answer it as best I can. As always, I'm here to make myself available to all of you guys as well. So if there's anything that you guys want to talk about or anything. Let's see, the greatest has a question there. Foreman, he had two whole separate careers. He retired in 77 and decided to box again in 87. Started from scratch day one and won the heavyweight title back to when he knocked out Michael Moorer in 1994. Yeah, I remember the 1994 match. I remember watching that. I think I watched that with my dad. For him to come back from that and shows the dedication and hard work that he's put himself through as well. And back in those days, I think he was how old was he, 44 or 46 or something like that. I'm 43 myself, but I probably I'm a long way off some causing some damage in the ring, or something like that. But it'd be interesting, man. I'd love to see like proper stick fighting championships, and have see which technique works out the better. Like everyone has their own variation of swinging a stick. See if a Brazilian jiu-jitsu type of version comes out in the stick field or something like that. Maybe with the Filipino Eskrima or something like that. Or the Filipinos are very good with a number of kind of like martial arts and with sticks as well. Let's see. Might have a guy 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the weekend. Yeah. Like that, to me, that's a sleep in. Anything more of that is being a bit self-indulgent, I think. Just till about 9 is the perfect. Like on my Saturdays, like great, sleep in, because like your body goes like clockwork. Like you're just used to waking up early each day, and then like on these cold mornings, it's not too hard to stay in bed. The only reason I get up early in the morning is I gotta go to the toilet if I drank too much water the night before. That's the worst feeling. You're just trying to hold it long enough to get those few extra minutes in bed. Uh, let's see. Old lions are the most dangerous. They are indeed. They are indeed. I tell you, I've seen plenty of old guys around Kilorglan here who knows how to fight still, and who knows how to hold themselves. Like every now and again, you'd see some old guy in a bar, and there's some young guys causing some trouble, and the old fella, boom boom, one shot, and the guys are pretty gone. What's that bar in Langford Street? Was it Francie Sheehan's or something like that? You see for old fellas in there, like every now and again. We have some ambulance in the background. The ambulance is going a lot today. There's speaking of an old guy, I think some old guy, you might have, I'm not sure, like I just saw two ambulances near the bank today when I was going in there, and there's some old guy, I think he had some problem and collapsed or something like that. I hope he's okay. But yeah, they've been out a lot today, doing the various rounds as well. But yeah, like it's as you get older, you have more wisdom and you're more composed. But like if you need to, you have some, you still have a bit of strength there. You know how to use it. Like, and I think nowadays, like, like 60 nowadays isn't like 60 before. Like most guys in their 60s are still active. My dad's into his 70s. Like he's still active. He doesn't really like need a walking aid. He still goes up and down the stairs, no problem, and he drives away and different things like that. And I think it's all about just kind of like trying to be as active as much as you can. You have to have a quick fight when you're old. Yeah, just to see how it kind of goes as well. I'm sure you're quite a strong guy there, Tommy. So if I ever got into a scuffle with you, it would be a quick fight. You would win. I would concede quickly. It would be very very quick fight. Let's see. Torino Mine says, question: if a stick is ordered, how often are they sent out to New York? I'm looking for a birthday gift for myself. Like, if you order a stick this weekend, it will be shipped on Monday morning. The courier usually collects at about 10 to 11 a.m. So on Monday, so depending on where you are in New York, you probably have it by Wednesday or Thursday, based on what they usually do. So you don't really have too long to wait. So you'd have it by Wednesday or Thursday if you order anytime today or tomorrow. How much your flat caps? You have different types of colors. Yeah, they're about I think €45, something like that. And I have like the blue ones and a few of them as well. I do I have them up my site. I think I have them up on the Etsy site. I don't know if I have them up on my main site as well. But yeah, just send me a DM or a direct message there, Andre, and I'll help you out. Just let me know what sizes you have, and I'll see what flat caps I have. Foreman was 45 when he knocked out Michael Moore. Yeah, like that's some feat as well. But like you see guys in their 50s and they're still very strong. They're still very physical. They still do exercise and take care of themselves. I think people are like the culture of heavy drinking and smoking is kind of like getting, like, people still like to have a bit of a drink and go out, but when you get older, you're a bit selective. You're a bit more healthier. People are like walking a bit more as well. I think so. That's kind of when you're now in your 40s and 50s, it's pretty good when you do some exercise. 1 second, my screen is just closing down. Oh, here we go. So, what other things you guys want to talk about? It always comes to a stage when my mind gets a bit cloudy as well. I'm kind of running out of things to say, but that's why I got to do more of these kind of interviews and stuff, and it'll be pretty good. I'm going to be getting like a new computer now in the next week or so, and then hopefully I'll be set up to do some interviews. I have a few people lined up that I think would be interesting to talk to as well. I always think of Brendan Gleeson and Gangs of New York as a Monk McGinn when the Blackthorn subject comes up. Yeah, his stick is very much requested as well. People always want the same one as he had in the movie, but like that was a monster of a stick. Like you'd barely be able to hold that with one hand, and your wrist would hurt as well. That was quite a light stick, and it was a bit of foam as well involved and things like that. But Brendan Gleeson's a very interesting guy to listen to in interviews. Like he's done a number of very good interviews, and he's very comes across very intelligent, and he has an interesting point of view. So you should definitely check out some of his like interviews, long interviews that he does. The Grail says, I think a man over a certain age carries shillelagh whether he needs it or not. Yeah, I think everyone should carry one. They're just like a utility. They're a tool. They're handy to kind of just have, and sometimes just feel good. Like here's a kind of monster. Do you want to see guys see a monster one? Like, well, I'll show you first one. Okay, like here's your typical type of small handy shillelagh. You can see the kind of nice knuckles and different things on that as well. But then I have you're talking about the Monk McGinn type of ones. Look at those two compared to each other. I can only barely hold this one. See, like it's putting the pressure on my wrist already. I might need my two hands in this, I think. So here's one that you'll probably like. It's a pretty heavy one, but like I can't really hold that with one hand. Like if you think about it, Monk McGinn one, you'd need to be swinging it with two hands, going back and forth. Like with one hand, it's just the weight of it as well. Like it's kind of So for something like this, it's a great kind of like display piece or something like that. This would be pretty heavy. This probably be close to 2 kgs or something like that as well. It's quite a heavy type of one as well. But yeah, I'll be putting this one up online sometime next week. I know some of the guys, they like the biggest, heaviest ones as well. But this is more display as well. Like it's too, for me anyways, it's too heavy to be swinging around and different things. But we'll keep it in display there for a while as well. Frank says, I agree, the greatest as well. Yeah, like they're handy tools to have. What kind of black paint, lacquer, polymer, what preference for you? It just kind of like depends on the particular type of wood and the bark and what look you're trying to accomplish. Usually like with Blackthorn, it's usually kind of like something that is a bit kind of glossier as well, rather than if you're going for a satin or a matte or something like that. You usually would go for something it gives it a little bit of shine, something that looks pretty good as well. You want it to really kind of capture what the bark is as well. So there's like several ways to approach it. So there's no one set answer for every stick. Every stick is a bit different, and you should have more than one type of black paint. You should have several as well, just depending on what look you're trying to accomplish. And there's several ways to finish a stick. It's all, that's the beauty of this. You're like an artist. You can kind of see what you want to accomplish with this particular stick. Let's see, that giant with churn butter. it would like, it's pretty big. Look, I'll put it beside my head so you can kind of get an idea. You all know I have a pretty big swelled head, so look, there it is. Like this one is pretty big. Let's see now. Thanks, Alabama. Says Chaplain Michael Davis. Kirk says, always hold towards the center of gravity of the stick. Yeah, so you can get more on it. But this stick is so heavy, man. The center of gravity was like, let's see where the center of gravity is. It's be about here. So like, you'd have to be holding it a bit here. If you kind of move up a bit, you see it goes. So the center of gravity is about way up, pretty high in this one. So like, if you're holding it like this, you can get a bit of a swing to it. But this stick is just a bit mad looking. It's a big, powerful one. These sticks are very rare because it's very hard to get a Blackthorn you can season that is this thick, that can last through the seasoning process as well. They usually don't last too long. Here's another one that I kind of have finished as well. So I put a little lanyard on there as well. So here's another one that I have, and I think there's another one too. Kind of like this one. I might keep this one myself. I need to have like one of these too. I think I need one more, but I kind of like, for me, it's like the weight and the feel of it. It just kind of feels pretty good for me as well. And the way it's distributed on it, it feels like pretty good. So I have a bunch of sticks I've been working on the last few days. I've been keeping myself pretty busy. Let's see. The real heavy ones are are good for exercise and warming up the body. Yeah, I gotta do a Blackthorn exercise video. have to view different things, the various stretches as well. You can go back, and we can do like 1 and 2 or something like that. I don't know. I come up with some exercise routine, but yeah, that's something I've been thinking about as well. Let's see. Claymore from Scotland. Happy New Year, brothers. My Claymore just got me John Hurley's Irish Fighting Stick book for Christmas. Haven't started it yet though. John's a nice guy to chat to. He's pretty active on Facebook. I've chatted to him a few times. We've done a video call as well. I think we've done 2 video calls, and he's a good guy to talk to. Very very knowledgeable. Put a lot of time into researching as well about this. So he's right up there as one of the most knowledgeable guys out there on this subject. He's actually gone through the papers and the references, and he's gone to find out, like look through these archives as well. So he's put a lot of work into it, and without John's books and the recognition, he was doing it before the gangs of New York and places like that as well. So he's a credit to this community. Let's see. Frank says Ali fought Terrell in Houston on February the 6th, 1967. Great fight, and I watched this as well. You watched this from Ireland anyway, or were you in some pub? 1967. How old were you? Were you old enough to be in a pub at that age, Dad? You probably were. I think. What were you there about? You were 17, I think, or something. I can't remember. Let's see. Sheldon Dillon. Hello and good morning, Francis. Greetings from an extra frigid Saskatchewan. I really hope Ireland is warmer than us today. Minus 37. And it makes the wind makes it looks colder. Nowhere is colder than is in Canada when you go up north. It's a pretty cold place, man. You gotta be careful of polar bears. Are you in an area where all the polar bears are, Sheldon? Let us know. Francis, will my sticks dry okay in my shed if I leave the door open when the summer comes in and it gets warm in there in the summer? Worried about cracking. They're more likely to crack the first year. Not the first year, it's the second year they're more likely to crack. The first year isn't like too bad. You got to be careful in the summertime if it gets like really really hot. Like in Ireland here, it never gets too hot, but if it gets over like 30 degrees for a prolonged time, and it's in you want a lot of passing air to kind of go. But yeah, like when you're seasoning wood, heat is not really its friend. You shouldn't like put extra heat on it to speed up the process. You got to be careful with the thicker pieces. Like any piece that's thicker than like 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch, like those ones, they're more prone to as well. If you've got those like really old Purple Heart ones, those type of sticks are usually more prone to cracking as well. So you have to be kind of a bit careful with them. But look, not every stick will make it. There'll always be a few that will have some issues throughout there as well. And occasionally you can kind of make the cracks kind of work. Sometimes the cracks look kind of interesting, but like if you ever want to like make a crack work, you have to make sure that the crack is going to run its course, that is well seasoned. Leave it an extra year or two. You put like you have to repair it like the crack pretty well, but or else you make the crack part of the design, which looks pretty cool too. You can use that. Just depends on what way it has cracked. Kirk said it's definitely a head splitter. It is indeed. It's a vicious thing. Ron says, Francis, do you recommend anyone who makes cloaks? I used to make these kind of wool ruanas, like you just throw them around over yourself, like a Celtic ruana and stuff. And then my next door neighbor and his wife started doing the exact same, and then they called themselves the same as I was calling it, and it got weird. But yeah, like it's the best thing about a cloak is just get the fabric you want and bring it to some tailor or someone local, and just they'll be able to make it. Just a big black piece of cloth or something like that. Are you a magician, Ron? Why do you need a big cloak? What kind of thing you going for? You're going to have like a little Handmaid's Tale type of cloak or something like that. Sheldon, no polar bears, buddy, but the little chickadee birds show up every morning because I feed them. Wish I could let them in. Yeah, we see the thing about Canada and like places in America and stuff, like when you go for a walk, you get killed by these animals. You got to worry about wolves. You got to worry about snakes. You got to worry about bears. You got to worry about hunters mistaking you for deers. You got to, what was your man? Was it Dick Cheney or something? He shot someone when he was hunting one time as well. the vice president guy when he's with Bush or something. I can't remember that story, but anyway, like you know, you got to be careful when you go. Like when I go for a walk or a hike, I have nothing to worry about. Maybe a wild ram or something like that, or a goat or something. But you know, they're not really the same caliber of what you'd experience abroad. But I think Australia is the most unforgiving and with the nature. Like when you go out, you got crocodiles there too. Nearly forgot. Uh, let's see. Doug Bowl says, "Happy New Year, Francis, and Happy New Year to you, my friend. Hope you have a fantastic year. Would Blackthorn stay more durable with the coating you use, or do you ever use just oil? Well, not like Danish oil, teak oil, linseed oil. Like they're fine for wood as well. But you know, it just depends. Like oils are pretty good on bare wood to bring up the grain and stuff like that. But if you're leaving the bark on, you want the natural colors of the bark to come out. Sometimes, like when you're putting on oil, there it comes out a little bit too thick, and it's very hard to kind of get on like the thin layers when you're putting like oil on a natural bark type of stick as well. But like yeah, it's like on bare wood, you can kind of like, you know, make if there's a really nice grain. You can there's a number of oils that actually seal as well as finish that are kind of interesting. But again, it's like you there's so many. It's like there's so many different brushes and so many different colors. You know, in terms of the canvas you're using, you have an array of approaches that you can do. So like when you see something, you know, you have 50 different thoughts. I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. There's no right or wrong way. There's just the way to which you like it. And you know, when you're making a stick, just make it the way you like it, and your passion will come across. Like, you know, when you start making sticks the way people start telling you do this, do that, do this, you lose your way. Stay true to what you like and just make sticks that you like. And if you're happy with the stick, you know, chances are other people will like it too as well. Okay, let's see now. I'm looking at your website now. I'm 5'8". What size would you recommend for a walking stick? 34 and a half, or probably about 35 inch. You'd be fine with a 35 inch. Something like that. Like it's usually half your height with shoes on, and you can't really go wrong with that. So say you're about 5'9" with shoes on, so 34 and a half, 35 inches you still be okay with. So something around that kind of category. Andre says, at my dad, how did you straighten your sticks, with a steam or with the car jack? My dad's an expert at straightening the sticks. He has an elaborate apparatus, you know, and he has different things. He's like, you know, like an engineer with all the bits and pieces he does. So his techniques are a very bespoke type of system he has for straightening his sticks. He does multiple ways at once, and he has a very elaborate but very effective way to straighten his sticks. But you know, it'll be all of those will be revealed later at a later stage in one of my tutorials or books or something like that. I will give away all the knowledge when I get a bit older, and I'm already documenting it now. And when the time is right, when I'm still in my prime now, but when the time is right, I'm definitely going to put out some literature, some courses or something like that, where, you know, giving value to everyone of all the things I've learned at a career. I'm still learning new things as well. You're learning new things all the time. Let's see. Cloaks are a great technology. Comfy, simple, all good. Yeah, they are. Or ponchos too. Do you ever wear a poncho? Ponchos are great. They keep you warm and your hands are free and they're comfortable to wear. You know, like you'd see in the old Western movies, the guys wearing the ponchos, and then you understand, like, yeah, they're pretty handy things to have. And cloaks as well, like would be pretty good. But you know, you don't want to get your cloak caught in the door, or someone to stand in the back of your cloak or something like that. It's dragging if it's too long. Let's see. Sheldon says Cheney is American. I wouldn't let him in any way. Yeah, he's got some reputation. Well, he's Halliburton, wasn't it? Yeah, I think he was the Halliburton guy or something like that. But I just remember he was out hunting one time and he shot someone by accident. So that was the kind of reference. Wouldn't let him. But if you come to Canada, I'll cook for you. I'm a hell of a cook. I want some elk like Joe Rogan has. If I go to Canada, man, I want to eat deer. I want to eat all the meats that I can't get here in Ireland. I definitely want to go to Canada. I have some good friends there. I'd love to get out there to you know, I actually would like to go to Calgary. You know, to Stampede. I don't know if you've ever been to the Stampede in Calgary. It looks like a fun thing. Everyone dresses up in the cowboy gear and the Stetsons, and it looks like it'd be a good crack and a good fun to go there. Vancouver's supposed to be pretty nice too. But if I had to I know Edmonton or Calgary looked kind of interesting. I had a friend who was offering me a job years ago in Toronto, and I nearly went there as well. Montreal's pretty wild, I hear. The with the French connection and stuff as well. I hear the nightlife in Montreal is legendary, legendary. We'll say no more. Let's see. Doug Pro said we had a handsome priest, and a woman nicked him. Father water waste. Yeah, like it's a difficult, when a priest, kind of dedicates his life to his profession as well, and with relationships and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Is any priest I know has left the priesthood to get married? I can't remember. Wasn't there a guy in Clorglen? Did Father Lucid? I don't know. My dad will probably know. I remember there's a guy, Father Lucid. I saw. Wasn't he walking on the beach one day with some girl or something like that years ago? I was like, did he left the church? I think, and then he might have had a relationship. He had a very funny voice. He was like a priest in Clorglen. I'm trying to think, is there any other priests that left the priesthood that I know? Yeah, that scandal in Ireland of the bishop who had a baby one time as well. But sure, we won't go down that slippery road with the with all the scandals, man. We'll be here forever, man. There's like a billion of them, and whatever, man. That's all a bit weird. Let's see, Tim O'Keefe. Some real old shillelagh I've seen have blood stain to them. What do you think that would be? Probably blood. I don't know. Usually, with stains and stuff, it would have been whatever was available at the time. Like some people did use different things to stain. Like blood will stain anything, and it stays in as well. So maybe it was a bit of blood from the shillelagh maker. Sometimes they had the stain. They'd go to a local hardware store, and there would be various stains used around the farm that they needed as well to weatherproof things. There's loads of different things that could have been. We'll have the DNA test it. Sheldon Dillon, I also hunt. You'd be in for a treat, and you should try going to a powwow. The most beautiful women in the world, and the best food. Well, you can't go wrong. Beautiful women and great food. I think that's like what every man would like. To come home to the 1950s type of housewife. Beautiful food, beautiful wife, and all of that as well. So what type of hunting do you do, Sheldon? What are you hunting for? Let's see, Silver. Silver, that's an interesting username as well. Are you interested in the commodity, or is it reference to the side of my head? Let's see. Hello from New York City. I'm interested in a Blackthorn walking staff. What separates your walking sticks from the rest? Well, that's really up to you to answer. If you look around, what is different about me is that it's authentic. You can see through my channel me. I go out, I cut the wood. There's years and years of me online. I have a very good name. I have a brand. When you buy from McCaffrey Crafts, you're getting a real Blackthorn. It's not some Frankenstein stick. I'm not attaching pieces of wood and calling it Blackthorn as well. You get the reputation. You get to speak directly with me as well, and I can tell you what I have, and a lot of people do want staffs that I just don't have, or sometimes the piece of wood that they want for a staff, it just isn't really out there. They want something that's quite something they've seen in a movie or different things like that. But it's what separates sticks from the rest. It's a subjective thing. It's whatever you think. For me, I feel I'm hardworking. I've been doing this for a number of years. That's one thing that separates me from the rest. The amount of time that I've done, I've made more sticks than the majority of people out there. I've been doing it for quite a long time. Just keep watching the channel, and it will become very apparent to you like what makes me different from the rest as well. And yeah, it's like owning a piece of Ireland too. It's it's just finding these pieces of wood that look really amazing. Tommy, I hear Montreal is famous for the Mats Pepsi consumption. Is there some hidden message in there, Tommy, as well? I don't know, man. I just heard the nightlife is wild there. Say no more. I think a lot of Americans like to go up to Montreal and have some interesting fun. We'll say that's all I heard. Rumor, like it's but I've never been as well. Uh, Let's see, Doug Bowles. Someday I want to come and visit you, and then the land of my ancestors, County Cavan. Haha. Yeah, you can go up to the Cavan people as well. Be interesting. Hope the roads are a bit better in Cavan than what they used to be. The roads were so bad in Cavan, man. You're driving through, you'd know you're going through there as well, and you can get to see the Cavan, man. But yeah, I'd be about 3.5 hours drive from there as well. Kirk says, well, gotta go off to work. God bless the Order of the Blackthorn and line life to all. Kirk, is always a pleasure to you to join us there on, I think it's on your lunch break or something like that. Let's see, Silver, all of us vouch for Francis. Yes. A lot of the people there, like Ron has known me for some time. Even Joseph too from Germany. He's a guy that'll vouch for me. He knows I'm a good guy. I've known Joseph now for, was it? Is it like, when did we last speak, Joseph? Like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. I lose track of time because these COVID years, man. No one knows what's going on. Everything's paused. Sheldon, I hunt mouse and deer mostly, but I like to snare rabbits and partridge too. I did shoot at guns, but I'm not a waterfowl guy. I use old school 303 British rifle. No school like the old school as well. Moose are huge, man. Can you eat them? Can you like eat moose? I presume you can. Deer good. Rabbit's pretty good. I've had that, and partridge is a kind of bird, isn't it, as well? But yeah, all of that sounds pretty good. Like, you can tell I'm hungry, thinking about food already. But there's nothing more rewarding, the hunter gatherer stuff. When you catch something to bring it home to your family to eat, there's just something that feels right about that. It's like it was meant to be. Can't beat hunting. So Joseph, how are you and the wife and the kids, the girls, isn't it? You have I'm trying to remember. You have 2 daughters, is it? I can't remember now. They must be getting on a bit. Like they were quite young a few years ago, so they must be what, 8 or 9 now or something like that. Getting to the stage you can have good conversations with them. Tommy, Canada does have some beautiful women. Just watch Letterkenny. Letterkenny's up in Donegal. But yeah, like it's I suppose a lot of places would have beautiful ladies as well. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder as well. Some guys like blondes, some girls like brunettes, some girls like girls. Everything's a bit different in Canada, isn't it? Let's see, Joseph Douglas, 3 years or so. Yeah, it's been a while now. Yeah, I don't see you too much. I try to stay off Facebook. I know you used to be on there quite a lot, but I don't know, man. There's too many weirdos there, full of all these potato head type guys. Let's see, Irish Shillelaghs. You must visit Doolin near the Cliffs of Moher. Yeah, I know Doolin, of course. That's where all the surfers like to go. There's some really cool videos of guys surfing these huge waves by Doolin as well. Doolin's actually a pretty cool little village town, but it just gets a bit over touristy as well during the kind of tourist season, and takes away a little bit of the charm. But it's still a cool place. Very nice pub. Silver, awesome. Based on your experience with Blackthorn, a big guy, almost 300 pounds, with a Blackthorn walking staff support my weight. Yeah, the staff is thick enough. So 300 pounds, about 150 kgs, and I've made sticks for them as well. See, the problem with like supporting your weight is you also need something that's not going to hurt your wrist. Like sometimes with a lot of like big guys, you think you need the biggest, most powerful stick there. Like you really need to get like something that is not going to hurt your wrist as well, because like if you're going for a walk and a hike and you have a big giant staff, you start to feel it on your wrists a lot, and it can kind of like take away from you as well. But yeah, like there's plenty. Blackthorn is a dense, heavy wood, and it would be able to as well. But you'd need at least an inch in diameter on the staff. Like, anything less than an inch, if you're pulling down, and it'll still be okay, but there'll be a bit of bend in it. So like you need an inch, like a thickness on a kind of on a staff as well. And you don't go for too big. Like, that's, I don't know. It's like, sometimes when people are asking for staffs, they want these staffs that are so difficult to hold on their hands. And if you're going on a hike with that, after 10 minutes hiking, your wrist is going to be starting to pain and stuff as well. Uh, let's see. One daughter, she's going to be 9 in March. My youngest is 9 as well. So at that age, very curious, asking you a million questions a day. Enjoy it. They don't last that long forever. So Joseph, how are you, man? You registered your German business, and were you selling Blackthorn, or how are you getting on? Like, I remember you were all ready to go. Was it like a year ago? And you had your German business registered, and you were all raring to go. Like, have you got your website done? If you want to give a shout out to your business, I don't mind. Like, it's you're a good lad. You're respectful, which is very important in a community. Even like, if you're selling sticks, I don't mind once there's respect always there between stick makers. That's like, for me, that's like the one most important thing as well. And you've always been respectful. Silver, thanks for the vouch, guys. Really tight community you have, Francis. Yeah, no, it's not just me. It's just like the people that are interested in Blackthorn are fine, but like, there's a lot of cowboys, and guys that are trying to just in this for a quick buck and stuff, and they don't really care about the community. They just care about the almighty dollar. They just care about telling you these tall tales and stories of, this stick was by the 300-year-old and my great grandfather. Like, with me, like, there's no bullshit. It's just who I am. The sticks speak for themselves. I don't need to tell you about these magic fairies or leprechauns or any nonsense like that. They're a piece of Ireland. They grew in Irish soil. You're owning a piece of Ireland when you own a McCaffrey's Blackthorn walking stick. Simple as that. Practical sticks as well. Let's see now. The greatest. You should start taking photos of your exceptional sticks of various types for your books. Oh yeah, I've got some like 3,000 pictures on my phone. I have a Pinterest board. There's a never-ending supply of pictures of Blackthorn. And I have loads of those as well. Let's see. Joseph says, I stay away from Facebook. Yeah, man. Oh, I'll talk about more some other times, man. Facebook is just like the only reason that you'll ever see me on Facebook for the day is like I'm stuck at home, I can't do anything, I'm sick or something like that. And there are a lot of great guys, and there is a great community on Facebook, but there's like that 10% or 15% of people on Facebook, and they just ruin it for everyone. They just ruin every community, and they're just like, and I can't stand like fake gurus or if a guy has been, 1 year in the industry and he's calling himself a master stick fighter and advertising himself as like, a master stick fighter, like the guys who do stick fighting, they dedicate a lot of time. They come from martial arts, they study it. If you're calling yourself a master in any of those things, like, you need to have time and have that as well. But yeah, like, I could talk. Facebook's one of these things, man, I could talk about forever. It's always it's one of those places, like, there's some good guys on there and you meet great guys in these groups, but then, like, there's always these weirdos as well that just want to control everything. And I can't stand back when I see guys that are like saying things that are just silly, or they're posting pictures of things that aren't Blackthorn as well. I'll have to say that's not a Blackthorn, because I'm an expert, like, and then they don't know who I am, and they just think that I'm just some guy just trolling them when they don't understand, like, I am the Irish stick guy. Like, I have been in this community for a long time. Douglas, I'll go through these because I'm running out of time. I'll get to so seriously, can Blackthorn be used in the frigid weather conditions or be damaged? It's fine. Like, Ireland gets, I don't know how cold it's been tested, but in Irish, cold is pretty fine. The greatest, how do you choose and make the perfect Blackthorn shillelagh by Francis McCaffrey? All of my sticks are good. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It just depends. People have different size hands or different heights. They have different weights. There's no such thing as a perfect shillelagh. There's just the one that's meant for you. Stay healthy, guys. Nice weekend. Matthew retracts. Joseph, I'll discuss with you privately about the business is going, but I do have a registered business. Yeah, no, like, it's you know, if you ever want to give a shout out or something on the channel or live stream, like, you know, why not? You're going about it the good way. You've collected sticks and you're trying to set up a little business and get going. So I'll always support like small businesses. Silver, I appreciate your honesty. I'll be placing an order soon and we'll be getting in contact with you. Well, Silver, you know, that's the purpose of this live stream. You can speak to me. You can ask your questions. Like, I don't assume you know who I am or anything as well. And you can ask as many questions as you want, like, you know, and you can always DM me through my Facebook page or something like that if you have any more questions as well. And welcome to the community, or the Order of the Blackthorn, as we known. Sheldon, Amen, Joseph, I'll stay away from Facebook too. Yuck. Yeah, it's like YouTube is better. Like, you guys are great. Like, you know, but there are, I actually have spoke to some great guys that are on Facebook. I'm trying to get them away from Facebook and bring them onto YouTube here. I like YouTube a bit better. I like you can interact. I like how you can talk to people. Like, you know, these guys that stay behind these keyboards and stuff, like here you can actually talk to people. I do call people as well and do different things. Let's see, not a Facebook fan, Tommy. I know, man, it's like a tough going. Tim O'Keefe says, a training Cali for over 10 years and far from a master, takes decades. Oh, I'll do a whole video series on that, man. It's like, for me, you know, there's guys that have been in the stick fighting things for more than 10 years and they're great. You know, they practice all the time. To me, those guys are masters. Like, you know, you have to do 10 years in something as well. And there's some great guys that are in, you know, that kind of community as well, that have spent a lot of time, dedicated their life, that are researched as well. And, you know, respect to them. But then you get a guy like who comes out of the woodwork, like one of those woodworms that have been inside a rotten piece of wood. And like, you know, they look exactly like you think. And, you know, they're calling themselves, like, I looked at this guy's Facebook page who is like, you know, saying nonsense about me. And I looked through his page, like, and it was just, I just got annoyed. I had to stop it. I just had to get away from Facebook. That was on my, he's like, I saw a poster of an event. It was like a red poster on his Facebook. And he was like, you know, calling himself a master Irish stick fighter, you know, and the guy had done like a course, you know, an online course, you know, last summer or something like that as well. And you know, there's guys, you know, that spend a lot of time, like, you know, they do Filipino martial arts, they do, you know, swords, they're into as well. And I have great respect for these guys, and you know, they're the type of guys I like to associate with. Guys, you know, no matter what they do, they take pride in it as well. And they understand it takes a lot of time to become an expert. Like, you know, you have to put 10,000 hours, and you gotta like do at least 10 years of stick making before I even consider you you know, a master stick maker or something like that. You have to be doing it for over 10 years. You know, like there's guys that came out in 2014 and 15, and you know, they're still learning the trade. There's guys, you know, 2019, and they're still brand new to me in terms of what they are. So you know, it's don't get me started on Facebook. I've got over the time here as well. All right, man, I gotta go. So I'll see you guys next week. Please join every Friday if you can. And I hope you enjoyed the channel. I'll put out some good videos. I have a nice video of me walking around. Let's see. Dick Dennis says, I'm in Netherlands and I have no acres of blackthorn, so I started making canes out of oak. I hope you don't mind. I appreciate your skill. No, not at all. Oak is a lovely wood. Sure, go make it, and you know, own it as well. Like, what I like is authentic. So if you are selling oak from the Netherlands, you have oak that's grown within Holland. You know, there's a story behind it as well. You know, it's you as the storyteller as well. You're not like selling, hello, this is an Irish walking stick, but it's actually made in the Netherlands and it's actually made from oak. You know, if you make a nice stick out of oak from the Netherlands, like, you know, be proud of it, be authentic, and that is your authentic product of who you are. So like, I don't mind once people are authentic, but like when you see a guy from a different country, you know, saying they're making an Irish walking stick and stuff, it's you know, they should just be more authentic to say, look, here's our local wood, here's a story around it, and you find an angle, and you know, go for it. Oak is a beautiful wood, and you know, have fun stick making. And guys, I gotta go, man. It's we're 69 minutes in here, which is a good time to end. To all my friends in Montreal, you know what I'm talking about. Good lads, bye bye.